Hey everyone. Ooh, all the stickers. All those stickers. How are you today? Hello, hello. Welcome to Thursday, the land of Chicago and ever-changing circumstances. I hope you came to the table looking to become connected to your inner core unit. And I also hope that today you're feeling good about just moving in a nourishing way. Just checking in with our, oh yeah, we got some microphone here. Perfect. Y'all will let me know if things are not quite where they need to be. I want to welcome you to this class. If you have them, please gather some 2 or 3 pound dumbbells, something small. I've got my belly balls here. These are about 2 pounds a piece. They're easy to hold on to, and we'll use them in the midst of our Pilates work. But we're gonna begin with a little breath work. We're gonna begin with a little bit of integration of our breath and our core musculature. And we are hopefully going to begin with a bit of a renewed outlook on the day. This week has been tough, and I know that many of you who are watching in climates that have been rapidly changing have been like, what is life? And I totally get it. And I want to share one thing with you. You know, this space is wonderful, and it's also somewhat challenging to keep plants alive, but as you can see, we're doing okay. One of the best things is that I've noticed that about 4 of my plants that have been struggling through the colder months are starting to sprout new leaves, new leaves. You get a leaf, you get a leaf, you get a leaf. So the message, the story that I'm telling myself is that if we hang in for long enough, we'll experience renewed growth and energy. How's that? All right, let's take it down onto our hands and knees. Right on your rebounder, you can slide your bungees apart for a moment. Take your hands onto the frame and just feel a nice stable connection to your legs, to your hands, reaching through the crown of the head. We're going to take a breath and then round your spine, curling in and up, pressing the back towards the ceiling. And then we're going to take a breath and extend your spine, chest up to the ceiling, tail up to the ceiling. Good. Let's do this a couple more times, just rounding and arching. And as I always do, I'm going to do a quick check and make sure that everything's going well. I'm not seeing a pop-up on my screen. Rounding and arching. There we are. All right. All good. We like it. So keep going. Try breathing out deeply, feeling a sense of lifting the front body to partner with the back body as you round your spine. And then a sense of really connecting on the back body, bringing your shoulder blades down towards your hips. And let's do this one more round. Rounding. Good. And then extending. And then bring yourself into a nice, long, neutral, stable, centered, flat back, whatever terminology you use. We want something that is really connected, and you can feel that as you exhale, you can lift the front body up to meet the back body a little bit. So let's breathe in. As you breathe out, just think of lifting the contents of your abdomen, your organs, all your intestines, your rib cage. Just try to pull it up a little bit farther away from the mat, and then release, breathing in. And do that again. Exhale. Sometimes I think about just lifting the skin of my abdomen away from my shirt. Some days it's possible, some days it's not. As I've told most of you before, I've had a couple of abdominal surgeries. Sometimes there's nothing happening down there. Sometimes there is. All right, one more time. Exhale fully. That's it. Now, from here, tuck your toes under. We're going to curl the tail under and round your back. And then you have 2 choices. Either press into your toes, press into your hands, and just feel your knees get a little lighter on the mat as you hold your position, or you can bring those knees off to hover, and we're gonna breathe all together. So here we go. Round the back first, establish your shape, push into your toes, push into your hands. Decide if you're just gonna unweight the mat or if you're going to hover above it, and then let's stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. And then take a little extension, maybe even sitting back to your heels. Good, let's do it again, rounding. Decide which way you're gonna go. Press down and lift up and hover. We go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Now, if you're hovering, make sure your hover is like 1 to 2 inches, yeah? Nothing too high, because we want to feel that we're really getting the core to move. Let's do it one more time. Front body to back body. Gravity just starts to lessen in the room, and you lift. We hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Come all the way back to that nice long spine. You can untuck your toes if you like, or we're gonna lift up the front foot like mine, and we're just gonna do a little hip extension, lifting up, touching the knee down. Your goal is to keep everything else relatively still, so we're just isolating the movement to the back of that front hip. Just waking up your glutes, waking up your hamstring. Think about kicking the ceiling without dropping through your lower back, yeah? Finding that hip opening in the front and engagement in the back. And lift and lower. Let's have 2 more here. 2 and down. Last one. Lower to touch. Let's open and close out to the side. So just reach it out and bring it in. Notice the positioning of your arms, where you want to default, and maybe that's a choice, right? So if you feel like you can get more out of it, sometimes it is nice to put your elbow down on the bungee, support yourself a little differently, take a little stress off your wrists. But if you're making that choice, make the choice. Be in one position or the other and then commit to it. Good, last one here. We're gonna go right away to the other side. Let's start to kick it back to the ceiling and touch it down. Now, it doesn't matter how high you get. What matters is that you feel that each time you lift your leg, you're adding to your position instead of changing it. So if your back is long, you're supporting yourself from front to back, then the leg lifting becomes part of the shape of your body. It doesn't change the shape in terms of dropping it down, okay? Let's do 3 more. Up and lower. And you create more space around your lower back, thinking about the distance between your ribs and your hips. Last one. Good. Out to the side, just press it straight out. Notice the shifts in your weight that want to happen. Good, and then this is gonna feel a little different. Can you open your eyes a little wider? Let's wake ourselves up. Yeah. Good, let's go. 5, and in, and 4. Good. 3. How are those hips feeling good? 2, and last one. Good. Bring it all the way in. Walk your knees back, and then shoulders come down on your back, and reach your chest forward. Now, the internet has been a little wild today, so I can't hear my music now, and in all honesty, the music that I streamed gave a warning that they weren't working out so well. So if we do it without music, we do it without music. I'll double check in a moment, but for right now, we're gonna do a couple slow push-ups to get us ready, and we're gonna get up and we're gonna try to bounce, and I'll fix that music. So bring it forward, chest open, nice long spine, kind of like a miniature plank. We're gonna lower down elbows, and then lift your abdomen away from the mat and press up. Let's go for 7. Let's go for 6. And press. 5, lift. 4, and up. 3, to the top. 2, and lift. And last one, and good. Go ahead and hinge your hips backwards. See what we got going on here. Take a little stretch. And then let's come up off of our rebounder. Make your way up onto your rebounder into a little lymph bounce. I swear the month of April is trying to take me down, everybody. Yeah. Here we go. Stream live, they said. It'll be great, they said. All right, we're gonna put 5 minutes on the clock. We're gonna do a little quick bounce. We'll come down, do a little more core connection here. Hopefully I can get you up. So let's start in that lymph bounce, just bouncing down and down and down and down. So feel your feet nice and wide. Feel your head floating up. Feel your shoulders dripping down. And let's just take a couple seconds, maybe 20 seconds, and just breathe here. Exhaling fully. That's it. Nice and easy as you go. Good. Let's start to lift. We're gonna go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Good. Up and down. We're trying to get you up on the screen with me. The problem is that I have something that's been freezing every time I go live in one screen. And I think we've been at it for long enough that it's probably time to let it go. Can we make a collective agreement to let it go? I mean, it just means I won't see your comments for now, but I'll figure it out, okay? So we're gonna give myself the gift of letting it go. All right, start to go side to side in your wider tiptoe. Bending your elbows, feeling the bounce, getting a little of that lymph work here. Good. Don't worry about being on the exact beat in this moment, just do what you can. As you get more acclimated to the rebounder, you can bend your knees and drop down. For anyone who's new to this channel, I really specialize in a more gentle approach to the rebounder for those who need it. And for those who are coming into the table with a more athletic set of criteria, this is really great for you because it's gonna help you balance and just satisfy both ends of the spectrum. Good. So let's try to pick up the pace a little bit more, working towards the place of getting onto that beat. Taking a little breath. That's it. Good. We're gonna take this into doubles, 2 bounces each side. We go 2, 2. Just push, 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 push with your heel. Yeah. So as we're doing these repetitive, not a lot of thinking motion going on, right? Let's start to think of how we're managing or organizing our torso, our body. So think about that connection you had from front to back when we were on our knees. Can you find that again? Can you push through your heels to feel the back of your leg working like it was when you were kicking it up or similar? Good. Breathing as we go. Let's go for 4. Let's go for 3. And 2. Back to your singles for a moment, just side to side. Good. Kind of clear it out. Make it go. Make it move. For 4. For 3. For 2. We're gonna land on the right leg and just stay here. So just bounce down, open those arms, and then bring it all the way down. Good, here's a little slower beat. Again, breathe in, open. Should be able to feel some work on this standing leg. Bring it down. Good. One more time, breathe in, open. Hold your arms out here. Tap in and out with the left. Tap, tap, tap. Good. We're gonna start to add an arm. We're going chest, chest. You need to slow it down, you slow it down. That's it. Slicing through the space, starting to open your chest, open your eyes, widen your feet, move your legs. That's it. We go for 4. And 3. And 2. Stepping over to the left on the other side, bring the arms down and just find that balance. Little light touch on the right foot. Good. Pushing through that heel. Big breath in, we go. Good. Again, picking up the pace a little bit. Keep pushing down through that heel. Good. One more, open wide. Keep it out to the side, tap in and out. We go. Good. Now, what's been happening this week, the trees are blooming. It's gorgeous, and I can't breathe. So I'm using my inhaler. I'm doing the allergy thing, but if you hear me more breathless, it's just not the easiest time of year. But we're gonna push it a little bit anyways, right? Good. Give me 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step side to side, step touch. We went past our 5 minutes, but we're gonna finish up this little warm-up piece with a little bouncing. Good. 8, 7, 6. Good. Step and touch. 4, pushing down is gonna give you that extra action that you need. Having fun with it. Bring it back to center. Swing those arms back. Push through your feet. If you're ready, let's bring it into a basic bounce. Lift your knees. Good. Find it here. Let's bring it into beats. Tap the right toe front. Tap. That's it. Tap, tap, center, tap, and good. Really nice. We're gonna take these taps out to the diagonal. So we go tap, tap. Most likely it's not directly side, just opening your hips. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center, both heels down. Heels come together a little. Press, 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 press. Take your hands here. We're gonna go knees together, knees apart from your hip. Good. And in. Just a little more mobility. Can you stay upright? Good. Reach. We go for 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Last little exercise. Both heels swivel to the right and both heels swivel to the left. Good. Let's go for 4 counts. 4, 3, 2, switch. And again. Breathe for 2s. 2, 2. You can jump them if you want to, or you can just take this as a little spinal hip mobility warm up. Good. Let's finish out this tune with your singles. Here we go, side to side. Let your waist twist. Let your spine twist. Feel good in your back. We're here for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Good. Let it go. Give me a high bounce. That's it. Recover. Big breath in. Big breath out. Good. All right, calm that bounce down. Let's come off. We're gonna go ahead and take a drink of water for all who need it. And then go ahead and gather your small weights if you have them. And we're gonna have a seat to our mat. Again, the weights don't need to be super heavy. They're there for both resistance and assistance. So I'm gonna put these little guys on. These are sold at Bellicon.com. No affiliation, it's just a toy I picked up along the way. All right, so let's have the backs of our arms resting, the backs of our forearms resting on our knees. And then just kind of hold your weights in your hands without letting them drop forward, keeping the wrists long. And from here, we're just gonna curl the tailbone, just like we did at the beginning, rounding the spine, and then sitting all the way up top. And again, rounding it back. Now you might start to notice the relationship between your hands and the weights and your weight shifting back off your pelvis. You're going back to that place that feels, slightly risky, like you might bottom out at the back, but also you still have some control. And the goal is always to create that connection between the front and back body here. So an exhale can help a lot here. Now as we come up this time, let's bend our elbows and lift the chest a little bit. So instead of sliding the arms, we're just keeping them in place. And we're moving the spine back and forth. Shoulders coming together on the back and then moving apart as you round your spine. Good. Pull it up. Big breath. And release. Good. And all the way up. Come back to center. All right, we're gonna lift those arms. You always have the option of putting them back onto your knees, reaching them forward. This time we're gonna bend our front arm back and we're gonna roll back with a little twist. Come back up to seated and then roll back on the other side and come back to the top. Let's try it. Curl your tail, twist your body. Sit tall from your hips, from your back. Good. It's like your spine is carrying that small weight backward and then reaching it up. Good. That's right. Pull it back, stretch it up. Pull it back. Excellent. One more time on each side. Yeah, and admittedly, these are not Pilates exercises, but they're little pieces of the mat work, of the reformer work. Let's go one more. Good. You're going to see a lot of variations here. I hope you enjoy them. Good. All right. Let's roll down slowly to your back. Use your legs to help you. Rest your arms down by your side. You can put the weights to the side, or if you've got a pair like these, you can bring them onto your side and then just walk your feet up onto your mat and sink down. Find your weight of your back against the mat. Bring your legs up to tabletop. Push down into your hands. We're gonna just do a little toe touch as low as you can go without arching your back, and then bring it all the way up to the top. Do the other side. Bring it up to the top. Toe touch down. Lift it up. Toe touch down. Lift it up. Good, let's go for it. Down and lift. One more slow, and then we're gonna switch side to side. Here we go. We're gonna tap and tap. Good, now if your arms are close to your waist, go ahead and gather them. Bend them in, keep tapping, reach your arms up over your chest. Shoulder blades heavy. Turn your palms towards each other. Keep tapping. Open your arms just to the diagonal. That challenges you just that little amount more. So again, 2-3 pounds, not a whole lot of weight, but when we move them away from the body, it adds just enough connection. Good, last two, last one. Lower both legs down, bend your elbows in, reach them down by your side. We're gonna take a deep breath in, curl the head and shoulder up, lift your arms here, tiny little bicep curls here. Just pump and pump. Your goal is to keep breathing, keep dropping your weight. Pump and pump. Draw your chin into your chest. That's it. Press your ribs into the mat. We go 4. We go 3. We go 2. And last one, reach both arms forward, lift up a little more, lower all the way down. All right, you can stay with that version or we can add the legs. So take a deep breath in, curling forward, bringing one leg up, bringing the other leg up. We're gonna go little pump, little pump, little pump. Maybe it touches the ground for you. The goal is to find the connection to the mat, yeah? Good. This is instead of our 100 today. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees in, lower all the way down. Woo, good. Now place your legs all the way down, and I'm gonna encourage you to draw your heels in, press into your calves, give yourself a little help, and use the bungees as help as well. We're gonna reach those arms up to the sky. You always have the option to let go of your weights gently, safely of course, and not use them for the exercise. So when you're here, we're gonna curl forward. We're gonna start to press down into the back to lift all the way up to find ourselves overhead. We're gonna take a deep breath in. We're gonna roll all the way down. You might choose palms up or palms over. Come all the way down through your back. Deep breath in. As you curl forward, press down through the ribs, rolling up, pressing down to lift up, lift up, lift up. Deep breath in. Roll all the way down again. Rolling back, and find yourself here. Let's keep going, curling forward, rolling up. It's going to be a day of fun, coming all the way down. Good. And reaching to the bottom and curling up once again, all the way to the top. I'm just going to see if we can do anything here. Coming all the way down to the bottom. Let's do 2 more, rolling forward, all the way to the top. Reaching down, we're going to let the music go because the site has crashed. Rolling all the way down to the bottom, curling all the way up to the top. All right, so you're up at the top. We're going to roll down one more time and go into some leg circles. All right, so reaching forward, coming down, reaching your arms down by your side. Draw one leg in, feel the back of your body really drop into the mat, and then extend that leg up. And let's go ahead and flex your foot. If you need to use your hands to hold onto your leg, that's okay. Point your toes up, flex and point, flex and point, and one more flex and point to stay. Keep your hips really still and draw a little circle around and back up. And you can let the atmosphere of the room around you be your own soundtrack. Good. Let's reverse. This is part of the risk of doing a little live stream. Sometimes things aren't going to work out, and we'll do okay. Last one, and good. Let's release the weights from your hands. Just let them rest there. Take a little hamstring stretch. Draw your leg back in, maybe a few ankle circles here. And reverse. Good. And then let's lower it all the way down to come to the other side. Bending it in, reaching it up to the top, holding it if you need to. Flex and point. One of the reasons why I use music, which it actually, it does create more of an expense for folks who are streaming out there, especially those of us who are small potatoes. But I do it because I'm in a building with lots of different sounds. You've heard the train in the background. Good. One more time, and then let's circle inward and then around. And also, it becomes a bit of my partner as I'm teaching, because I'm usually in the room alone or with the dog. Good. Let's reverse. We do not have a team. We have a team of one, and that's all good. But it is a nice aspect of teaching live streaming. And for right now, let's finish up the last one. Take your hands behind, give yourself a little stretch with some ankle circles. For now, we'll just let it happen. At least we got some music while we were bouncing, right? Let's reverse. Good. All right, from here, let's bring both feet up onto the frame and then take your arms wherever you like. I like to hold on to the frame itself here and just drop your heels down in between the bungees. And we're gonna start to roll the hips up into a bridge. So as you drop back, drop your waist, just let yourself almost feel as if you were resting in a hammock. And then like your body gets lighter, like gravity lessens in the room. Press down through your feet, lift up through your hips, reach out through your knees, open your heart at the top. And then as you come back down into the mat, just let yourself be held. Let yourself be embraced almost, just held and supported. Let's go again, curling backward. Drop your waist down into the mat. Open your hips, reach long through your thighs, nice open heart, and then we roll all the way down. Releasing to your tail. Let's do it one more time, curling under. Breathing for support throughout. Breathing for space in your joints, maybe even space in your mind. Good. All the way down. All right, you can choose to use your small weights or not. We're going to draw your knees into your chest. And from here, another option is also to keep your head down through any of your abdominal work. I'm gonna curl mine up, but you can choose the opposite. So we're gonna just reach the arms forward slightly in front of our shoulder. Take a breath out to curl the head and shoulders up, dropping weight into the hips. And then we're gonna just reach one leg out. Now, we'll start by just switching legs for single leg switch. Single leg stretch, excuse me. Pilates police are gonna get me. And then as you go, we'll start to reach the arms backward and then forward to that diagonal. Switch and reach, and that's gonna give you a little more challenge as you go back. Good, so if it's too much challenge, you can lessen the range, or you can take the weight out of it and just rest them down by your side. Let's go for 3, and for 2, and for 1, and bring your knees in and hands on your ankles. We're gonna go into double leg stretch. So let's reach both arms, both legs away from center. Oops, circle the arms around and come into the ankles. Let's keep our legs together. So we're reaching back and pressing all the way around. And if that's too low of an angle, you can also reach up and circle around. And reach out and around. Good. And stretch nice and long. See if you can arrive in that shape once you're out. And in. And last one. Reach and all the way in. Hug your knees into your chest and roll all the way down to the mat. Take a moment to rest, and then we'll rock ourselves up to a seated position. And once we're here, you can let your weights go down to the sides, and we're gonna just go into a little rolling like a ball because it feels really good. So we'll take our hands to the knees, we're gonna press our heels together and create a little ball shape. And this might be your exercise today, just to balance here. Your second option is just to rock back to see how far can I go before I start to roll all the way back. And if you've done this before with me, just remember you've got a metal frame behind your head, so you're not throwing your head back, you're keeping your head tucked in. You're gonna roll to your shoulder blades and come back up and try to stick that landing. Let's go for just 8 repetitions, either balancing there, doing tiny little rocks, or doing a roll to the shoulder blade. Good. Always trying to find a way to land evenly on both sides of your pelvis. Good. My hair has been growing out, so my curls are touching that metal frame. I'm gonna keep curled in a little bit more. Maybe we go for 4. Pressing the heels together can definitely help. Reach the elbows wide. Deepen through your center and really hang on at the top. Last one. Good, all the way up. And excellent. Take a little stretch forward, reach your arms. Big breath in. And big breath out. And let's slide backward, reaching your legs long. I like to have my heels just off the edge of the frame. Reach your arms long. You can do any of these exercises on the floor. We're just rounding forward, up and over, reaching to tap our hands to our toes, maybe to our shins or to our thighs. Just take a nice long stretch of your spine and your legs. And then press down through your seat to give yourself a nice stable base. Roll up and build your spine back up, maybe even taller than you were a moment ago. We'll do that again, lifting up to go over. This is less of a collapse and more of a hover. So you can go low, but you want to go low and lifted versus low and dropped. Always in some sense of just carrying your body through space. You're not only making the shapes, but you're carving out the space with them. So how can you be a little more animated in your support as you go into your stretch? Good. Let's go one more here because it feels really good, right? Up and over. Reaching, getting deep into those legs. As you roll up, open your arms out to a T. We're going to rotate over the front leg, and this one's called saw. You're reaching your hand past the outer edge of your ankle, your baby toe, maybe your leg. As you roll up, reach back really long, like you're reaching for your water bottle, and then come back to center. Twist in the other direction, and then take your spine over bit by bit as you go down And then as you roll up, build that spine up nice and tall in your rotation. Come back to face front. Rotate to the side. Reach to the point that really serves you, where you really need it today. And often we're focused on keeping balanced weight in the hips. Sometimes an informed decision of shifting your weight in more in one direction or the other can give you the stretch you need. So I encourage you to play with it a little bit. Make it yours. One more time, each side. Using your breath to empty your lungs, maybe offering you a little more motion in one direction or the other. And one more, exhaling, reaching through, stretching up. Good. And coming all the way up to the top. Let's roll over onto our sides. We'll go into some side kicks. I like to have my elbow in the bungee, hand behind the head or in front, whatever works best for your support. But most importantly, we're gonna lift up from underneath so we're not hanging out in our shoulder, but we're really supporting ourselves, almost like a side plank. That leg goes out and we're just gonna lift and lower. So every time you lift up, arrive in your shape and then release. And arrive in the shape and release it down. Good. Lift and lower. There's something about teaching this class right now with no music and not knowing if it's actually streaming that I hope if you're doing it in the future, you're having a great time. 2. Good. One more time and lower to hip height. We're gonna kick forward, 2 kicks forward and then press it back. And kick, kick, and press it back. And kick it 2 times, reach it back. Kick it 2 times and reach. We go for 4, 3, good, 2, and 1, and bring it back. Let's reach back and hold onto the ankle. Just give yourself a little quad stretch here. Making sure your knees generally in line with your hip. Good. Excellent. We're going to come right up into a mermaid, a seated position. So if you can tuck your toes under and be on one hip here, even with the use of your hand, that's what's kind of nice about the rebounder in this position. You want to be sitting up nice and tall on the side. You can also just bring your feet forward over the front edge of your frame and just do a side bend with me. So we're going to reach up, we're going to grow, and then lengthen into the arc. Really opening your chest, widening your collarbones, and then coming back up. Think about the connections of that stretch as you lift. It starts at your hip. If you're mirroring me, it's that left side, and it ends somewhere beyond your fingertips. So if that's the case, how can you bring every single cell of your body into that stretch experience? Good. We're going to do one more here. It's intense, right? Lifting up, reaching over, and then once you find your space in your side bend, start to dial your chest downward towards your knees. If you can reach to grab on with your other hand to the frame, go for it. And then you can just kind of hang back a little for a stretch. You can shift your weight around and see where it wants to be, where it's going to be most supported. Maybe it's a stretch through your shoulder that you need. Good. And then use your back arm to come back into the side bend and come all the way up and around. And let's just swivel around to the other side. All right. Peaceful, right? Let's bring it up. Hand behind the head if you like, or in front. And then we're just establishing how high can I lift without collapsing in my supporting side. Can I keep my shoulders on my back? Again, the way that I think a lot about Pilates, especially when we're doing just isolated movements, is how can I add something into the shape without changing the exercise or the setup in its entirety. So if I'm set up here, then I add the leg, nothing else changes. Let's bring it up one more time, and then the same thing for the kicks. If I kick here, how can I keep this setup really steady? It starts to integrate a lot more focus, not only on how far you can kick your leg, but also on how much work it takes to keep you centered. And this is just a nice little challenge for balance, literal balance, all those little muscles that are trying to stabilize you. Let's go for 2. Yes. Last one. Kick, kick, and press it back and bend it in, and then reach up, gather yourself into the shape. Take your hand here. First, lift yourself up. So I'm really pulling with that side arm, reaching up, and then taking a long arc stretch. Yes. And then coming all the way back in. Do you remember those? They still have them. They're like those metallic, there's a lot of little metallic pins. They're not sharp, and you can kind of put your hand in it, or you put your face in it, and on the other side it pushes the shape of your face out into the front. It was like we couldn't afford it when we were younger. It was a very expensive toy, but now they're all over the place. That's kind of what I think about when I'm moving into a position or a stretch. It's like, how many of those little pegs can I move so that if somebody was watching from the other side, they would see the full shape of the stretch? Let's do it one more time. So I'm moving my hips this way, I'm moving my ribs this way, I'm moving my shoulder, I'm letting my heart go to the other side of my body. It's not possible, but I think that way. And then I stay over on the left space as we rotate to find the stretch. And we feel the little hang. Good. And then we roll over to the side. And we open it up and come back to center. Let's swivel our legs around to come forward, and just put your feet down and just take a little inner thigh stretch here. Reaching your chest nice and long, reaching through the crown of your head. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's bring our feet together, hip width distance, that last train. Arms out to the side. Let's stand together in 3, 2, and 1. No hands if you've got it. Take your feet a little wider apart, hands behind your head, chest on the ceiling. Just take a little extension. We did a little in the beginning. Press your hips forward, chest up, back bend, and then reconnect to your center. Let's do that twice more. Big breath in. And back to center. And last one, big breath in. And back to center and release. Thank you if you stayed till the end. If you saw it at all, thank you. If you stayed to the end, definitely thank you. This is what I was excited to show you today, is this new little graphic. Remember, why did your moves matter to your life today? You know, it feels like the universe is trying to teach me, maybe you, lots and lots and lots of lessons about resilience and perseverance and imperfection. And so if that's the lesson of the day, then we'll embrace it, we'll learn from it, we'll do what we need to do. And in the meantime, let's hope the music comes back on Monday. There's nothing worse than getting here early, having everything set up, ready to go, and then realizing, you know, on your streaming service it says, hey, we're having some problems. You're like, now? Okay. But we got a little music in. Hopefully it'll be back by Monday. I'll see you then. Big love. Thank you.